I think the main thing here is that if you is not backed by God, if God don't got that battery pack in your back to back you up, you can't tell me shit. You can't tell me I'm like. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of the Kyrie Rashid Show. And I'm so glad that y'all decided to come back for more. So what's up? What's up is that last week I was sick. First off, before we get into anything else.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm black.
Yeah, so happy Black History Month. Today is also Women and Girls in Sports Day. I think I'm saying that right. Shout out to women and black people. So if you're a black woman, you like that for real. You should be celebrated always, but we really being celebrated right now. Two, you can still tell I'm a bit congested and I don't have a voice. My voice is coming back. Yeah, y'all, I was down and now I got a lot more energy now, so we're doing Gucci. We're not fully Gucci, not 100, but we're on the up, and it's stuck. You know what I'm saying? We are getting back to where it needs to be. Yeah, I basically had to shut it down. I think on Wednesday I recorded the episode, and then after that I had to shut it down. I watched the episode back and I'm like, oh my God, such a drag. Girl, you probably shouldn't just never even did that either. You know me, I still just I'm making do what it do, baby. Anyways, but we're feeling a lot better. Just gotta get this good old voice back. Because on top of being sick, then I had to go yell for coach after I shut it down on the weekend. So yeah, that's really what's up. What else is up? I don't know, man. I don't know. That was my current events. It seems like, we just got to February, but every month or every day of January, some bullshit was going on. You know what I'm saying? But my God, is an awesome God, He reigns from heaven above. Amen. Anyways, what I want to talk about today is that they just don't get it. They don't get it. They not like you. They not like us. That's what I want to talk about. So we're going to get into it. So what happened is that there's just been this little vibe in my body, in my spirit. It must be the Holy Spirit. It must be the Lord. Just keep talking to me. When you go and you try to seek advice from people who just don't get it, who don't see the vision, that's really what I've been feeling, right? And it's no shade, no tea to all the people who give me advice, and I take note, right? But when people don't understand what God has placed into your heart, into your spirit, into your mind, into your body, when you are trying to tell them or articulate to them what the fuck you see and what the fuck your idea is or your plan is, they just it's not clicking. What's not clicking? It's not. And that's what I've been feeling as of late. So it's when I talk about basketball, when I talk about what I want to do with my life, when I talk about speaking to people, there's this certain blueprint, this certain way, or even just making money, right? There's this certain way that, this is how this person went about it. But it's as I've started to talk to these different people, bless their heart, bless their soul, bless their spirit, I'm you motherfuckers don't really get what you're not picking up what I'm putting down. And it's frustrating me. And then when I'm in conversation, sometimes it's I get asked a question and then I get interrupted because it's not what they think should be happening. Or certain questions oh, well, why don't you just do it like this? Or why don't you just pick up da da da? For instance, first up, making money, right? Money's always been a main stressor in my lifetime just because of the way I grew up. And I just don't want to repeat a cycle. I'm trying to break the cycle. I'm trying to break it. And I also just want to be like a certain level where I ain't got to worry about shit type shit, right? I do gets to it. I gets to it. But I'm not in the business to just be picking up random side jobs that I'm not invested in. That doesn't, you know what I'm saying, just to get the bag. I understand there's a certain level where you do like your 9 to 5 and you do this, and that. Oh, I'm like, my friend, she got a lot of ideas. She got a lot of ideas.
He has elaborate bullshit ideas every 10
She got a lot of like, is she a little hustler, low key? Like, there's this person who do business, they sell weed, and they do that, and they trying to connect with her that she trying to put me up on game, and I just have to keep politely saying, I'm not picking up what you're putting down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna advocate for selling, weed or nothing. I ain't against it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just not part of me. It's not what the Lord has told me that I need to be doing. Just to, I'm not just picking up jobs just to do shit. It's like, oh, it's a good business deal. Duh, duh, duh. Cool. For you. For you, not for me. You know what I'm saying? Not for me. And then people are like, oh, you just go drive Uber and that is not that's not me. I'm not doing that. Then when I'm talking to these people of, who have more money than me, they're also white people as well, a lot. And that's probably another thing that really probably blows me. It's like you don't see me. You don't see me. And the other main reason why they don't see me is because I am led by the Spirit. Mm-mm-mm. I am led by the Lord. And a lot of these people that I'm around, they're not. You know what I'm saying? And I could be assuming, but when you see me or when you talk to me, you know. Like, and I think that's what God, like, we're not hiding it. No, like, He don't want us to be hiding it or none of that. It's like, when you engage with me, you know that I'm led by the one, the only, the highest of Most High. And they don't have that piece of the puzzle in them. So we're not here. You know what I'm saying? We're not here. And I think that's the part. Y'all, I'm so sorry. This is so ghetto and I'm so irritated. I'm so pissed. I am so freaking pissed. Basically, I was editing and I went back and the sound wasn't on. So I'm here again and I'm going to try to pick up where I left off, but I don't know if it's going to give as much as it gave. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Check my mic. Okay, so anyways, we was in So What Happened Was, and we talking about like they don't got the Holy Spirit walking with them. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. And it's just like, if you don't have that factor in you and on you, then you don't even get me for real. And that's the piece. It's like, I feel like I keep hitting a wall. I'm hitting a wall where I'm trying to explain to people over and over again my vision, what God has put in my heart for my life. And it's almost like they don't see it. So I went to a business meeting, right? Because I'm not opposed to people who know more than me. And people who got more money than me know how to make more money than me. You know what I'm saying? To that certain extent. So I went on this like business meeting just to pick one of my peers' brain. And it has some good things, but then it's like, what do you want to do with your life? And as I'm going to explain it, there's a blankness going on. And I wouldn't say it's on purpose, like they was trying to be shady, but it's just like, we're not following here. And it's like, so what are you good at? And I said, I'm good at a lot of things. I'm multifaceted. I like to do this. I like to do this. All the things I like to do, right? He's like, okay, but like, I don't have a main one right now. I don't have a main one. I said, okay, let me try to help you out. Like, do you know who did I say? Do you know who Tabitha Brown is? He said, no. Hey, he's also a white man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that plays a factor. Do you know who Amanda Seales is? No. Asia Wilson? No. Keke Palmer? No. Issa Rae? No. And if how are you gonna help me out if you don't even know the people I'm looking at as like an idea of what I would like to do? You know what I'm saying? And granted, he said, I said, well, what would you suggest? How do you start? Because like I want to do something that I love and I'm passionate about and make money doing it. I'm not in the business of get rich quick schemes and doing all that. But what would you suggest? He said, so I would suggest starting with one thing. And then you got to focus on that one thing and then make it blow up. And then you can add on your other things. And I said, okay. So I took note of it. Even though, to be fair, I really didn't like it fully. But then as I really thought of it, I'm like, okay, Tabitha Brown. She was on that live cooking for 40 days and 40 nights. Okay. Keke Palmer was an actress first. Issa Rae had she was just doing her, what is it called? Why am I drawing a blank? Awkward Black Girl series first. She was writing and then she got into her hair care line and then she started producing. But I feel like all that was happening at once. You know what I'm saying? I think she was doing multiple things at once. But, you know, she got a lot of shit going on, too. She got a wine business now. You know what I'm saying? Keke, well, I already said Keke Palmer. Who am I missing? Amanda Seales, I think she did comedy first. No, actually, I think she was like a rapper, like a singer first. But she's always been in the bit, like, she's always done a bunch of shit. Asia Wilson, obviously basketball first. And she got a candle business. She got a book. I'm like, okay, I can see the vision, but I don't know. And I was like, okay, but my problem is when I'm having these conversations, where do I start? Like, how do I start? And it's hard. I'm hitting the wall because this guy, he's a big businessman. He works in real estate, and it seems like all the people who got money work in real estate. And I'm like, I don't care about real estate. I don't care about real estate. You know, like not right now. At least that's not what I'm passionate about. I don't want to just hop into real estate just because, you know. And I don't think that's what God wants me to do either, just to hop in shit just because it's going to make me money. That's not the way we supposed to even be living for real. I'm not going to hold you. That's what I think. And that's what I think the Lord, it's not just about just being on this world just to make money. That's not what it's about. It ain't. Gotta check the mic. I got PTSD. So yeah, that was like one thing. And then bless, like, you know, all the other people who are around me, bless their hearts, bless their souls, bless their spirits. I think I keep saying that. But like another thing, it's like, I'm telling, it's like, so what's your end goal? One time they asked me about basketball. What's your end goal with basketball? Like, why do you still want to play overseas? And then I started to talk and I'm like, well, one, I think I still have something to prove to myself. Two, I think I got a lot of left in the tank, like I'm a late bloomer. Three, it's more than just the basketball for me. It's the experience of going to different places, being in shit that you would never thought. Like I was in Italy, I was in wherever the fuck, and it's like, who would have thought? You know what I'm saying? Who would have thought? And so it's about the experience too. And it's not just about the money. And I'm just like, then I got interrupted on that. It's like, but you could just like do that here and da da da. And I'm like I just have a hard time believing that the Lord had said, come to Colorado, and that is your end all be all. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, come to Colorado, that is your end all be all. You know what I'm saying? The Lord did not say that to me. And it's like, it's almost like settling in a sense, just to do things the easier way. And it's like things have become harder because I feel like I've had a lot of pushback lately about my dreams or my goals and my purpose or vision, you know? And I think that's when the Lord just say, okay, you gotta go. You gotta keep going right now. And I was starting to internalize it like, very frustratingly, because it's only really like, I love my dogs, but I think Melissa said to me, like, I've only seen you like how you're like meant to be seen. I forgot how she said it, but it's like nobody sees you the way, like, who you actually are. They don't, no one, like, I don't understand how they couldn't see you in these ways. I don't understand how they couldn't see you with all these different, facts and personalities and these, skill sets. Like, and it just feels like everybody just keeps trying to box me in, and I'm not meant to be boxed in. And every time I get boxed in, I get frustrated. I feel like no purpose. I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, i.e., college, right? Basketball was one of my things, but then I got boxed in to where I dropped off everything else I was supposed to be doing during that time too, because I didn't balance it and I didn't do all the other shit. And I always felt like, oh my God. And then I would pop out and, do an open mic night once in a while and then feel so filled up again and then go months again without doing it. Or I would go hang around, a bunch of black people for one time and then be like, dang, I ain't got no time. I'm tired. This, and that. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just about more than that. And yeah, bro, like they really don't get you. And I think a lot of times in my lifetime, I've been around more people who don't get me for real than do. And I think that's what it is. And when they say the saying, like, if you say your dreams out loud and they don't scare you, it's not big enough. If you tell somebody your dream and they don't act like you crazy or whatever, it's not big enough. And that's where I feel like I'm at. And I feel like it's just like I've been juiced up. And maybe it ain't for everybody else to. Now I don't need to be saying it no more to people. Because I said my piece once. I said it once and maybe I don't need to say it again. Because clearly y'all aren't picking up what your girl is putting down. You're not picking it up. And I said what I said, right? And I'm pretty firm on things that I'm not going to do. But I think that I have to be even more intentional now that I have been getting what I feel like is this pushback from people. And like what's going on, I'm like, they not reading, they not writing, they not in a word, they not dancing, they ain't making podcasts, they ain't going to the gym when they ain't get paid. Like, I'm not getting paid to be a professional athlete right now. It's not paying me. I'm not getting paid for no podcast right now. I'm not getting paid to read no books. I'm not getting paid to, you know what I'm saying? But everything ain't about being paid. Everything ain't about that. You know what I'm saying? If I operated on a daily where I'm just like, oh, I'm just doing it, I'm just trying to get paid, I would be soulless. I'd be soulless. And it just is like, ugh, I can't believe it. Now the other part that be blowing me is when it's like I tell you what my idea is and you try to give me a suggestion of the better way. For instance, I think I just said it briefly. Like, I'm like, oh, like I still want to go overseas and play basketball. Well, you could just, I think the best thing would be if you just stayed in Colorado and you played here and these, mm-mm, mm-mm. Same thing. Oh, I think it'd be best you just stayed in Portland. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I think you should do this and that. One, did I ask? You know what I'm saying? Like, did I ask you what you think? It's really when you ask me what my goals are in life and then you interrupt me with your idea of what you think my goals should be. You ask me. They're my goals. They're my dreams. They are, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's time, like, another thing is, like, I got to take a step back a lot of times because I get so eager. I'm so eager. And I'm like, bro, I'm still not where I want to be. Like, I still want to get my own apartment. I still want to do this, and that. I still need to do this, and that. Like, my brain is constantly doing that. And I take a step back. I'm like, girl, you done saved more money than you done ever saved in your life. Your bank account, it's not grand, but it's starting to increase little by little, bit by bit. You feel me? Like, it's starting. It's starting. That's what it is, starting. And you got to start somewhere to get to there. And in the business meeting conversation, I'm like, I'm at point A, how I get to point B? I need to make sure I get to point B. So what's point B? Well, point B is this for me. But then it's also like, I'm trying to explain shit to people who can't even fathom anything above what they already see with their literal eyes. And you know, the word, and I ain't gonna say it right, but the word, you know, simply put, walk by faith and not by sight. But it's like, if you just use your eyes to have a vision, it's not gonna work. Whatever you see in front of you, it's like you're limited if you're using just your eyes. And I'm like, that's the thing. I talk to a lot of people who I've hopped out of my box, I've hopped out of my comfort zone, and it's no shade, but it's like, if you've never left the nest, then you can't try to tell me how to move somewhere else. If you've never moved before, you feel me? If you've never moved, you can't tell me how to move. Just like that. Simple, right? If you've never had a vision about doing all these different things or have all these different talents and creativities, and you've always been focused on one thing, then you can't tell me how to do me. If you are money driven, you definitely can't tell me how to do me. I think the main thing here is that if you is not backed by God, if God don't got that battery pack in your back to back you up, you can't tell me shit. You can't tell me I'm less likely to listen to you, because I am continuing to pour myself in with the word, with people who know more than me, with God, with people who have been working on a relationship with God. Like, I'm like, these are things that I am being directly told by the Lord. So what do I look like listening to you? Walk it. You know, y'all, this is off topic, but I feel like the first take was so much better, and I'm just sad. But you gotta move. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is quicker. I just don't know what I said because I can't hear it. I'm so sorry. But anyways, I think that's what I got for. So what happened was we just gonna move forward. So now what? So now what? I feel like I went from a stage of being very irritated, like they just don't get me, and being this like period in the middle of this big ass circle who don't understand what it's like to be a period. I was getting frustrated. I'm like, they don't get me. And in my outlets, I wasn't in my outlets and all this stuff. I was sick. I was out and out for the count, all this stuff. I was like, y'all getting on my nerves. All of y'all is getting on my nerves because you don't understand what I'm trying to do. And then I'm like, okay. As I continue to sit back and think about it, I'm like, okay, this is the Lord talking to me. He talking to me. It's like I'm charged up. So it went from irritation to very much so eagerness and excitement about like, okay, because the ones that know and the ones that get it, they gonna get it when I'm getting it. You feel me? The ones that get it, when I get it, they gonna get it. Type shit. And the ones that don't get it, why I don't got it right now, when I get it, they gonna get it too. Simple. Like, it's simple. So it's like a battery pack just been charging me up, and it's like, okay, it's telling me you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. And then I will say what else I took from somebody. It's like when it gets hard, that's when most people stop, and you just gotta keep going. You just gotta keep going. Like, I ain't finna make no money. Just talking on here, yapping to y'all. I make no money.
Bankrupt, like no money on my card.
I make no money when I'm in that gym for 2 to 3 hours, 5 to 6 times a week. I ain't making no money. That ain't what it's about though. Because when I hit, it's gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? When I hit, it's gonna hit. The ones that get it, get it. And the people that don't, If you're not getting right, get left. Simple. So yeah, I feel more. I'm trying to use a different word than charged up. I feel more empowered, and that's weird to say because I went straight from frustration to like turned up. Like okay, bet, bet. Like it almost is like that thing where it's like okay, you're doubting me, bet, watch, watch. I may not have it now. I may not be big dog, big money now. I may not have all these things now, but I'm like, watch. Because I'm just bigger than one avenue. I'm bigger than that. I'm better than that. I'm like, I see myself, I could be on the TV screen too. I'm going to write a book at one point. You know what I'm saying? When I figure this shit out for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, coaching is one avenue of me, but it's not my end all be all. And it's not like, I could do this later. Like, coaching is always going to be here. And love it down. Not too much. Love it down, but it's like, the world of Kai doesn't stop because I'm a coach right now. You know how bad I would feel if I got other opportunities when I get other opportunities and I go, no, I got to coach these kids. I can't go, I got to coach. What do I look like? Then what am I teaching everybody else? What am I teaching them? Here's the other part. And this is probably not supposed to even be in this section. But it's like the other part that bothers me, that grinds my gears, that gets the people going, is when you say that you like support me to the fullest in whatever I'm trying to do, and you continue to box me in. Like you actively continue to box me in and keep shutting it down. So now it's like, okay, I talk to the ones who know, and now you're restricted. Because you don't need to be telling everybody your dreams because they don't get it. They don't know how to reach for the stars. They just hanging out at the clouds, hanging out at the horizon. They don't know how to reach for the stars. And I'm trying to reach for the stars in a different way. And, I'm trying to get the help, but I'm just realizing more and more, it's like, they've never been where you're trying to go. So how are you going to get the help from them if they've never been there? You feel me? So yeah, I'm just realizing, and I'm charged up, and when I fully get done with this sickness and my voice is back on track, I'm back in the lab. All my labs. I've been shaky, but shit been shaky in this life. I've been shaky, but I'm back in the lab because I put a lot of stuff on the back burner. That was the whole point. I think that's what God was telling me for a certain period of time. I think the past couple months I've put coaching as the front runner and everything else as the back burner. What? That is not when I just said that's not my end all be all. So how am I put it on the back burner? Huh? Come on. You gotta be smart. You feel me? So I have a question. Do they get it or they don't? Who get it and who don't? Is your dream scaring you? Is they big? You gotta think big, bitch. You think small. They thinking small. You don't think small. You think big, bitch. You don't think small. So don't start comparing to how they thinking to what you thinking. They don't think like you. And that's okay. But you can't start comparing and think you're supposed to be doing what they supposed to be doing. That's not you, boo-boo. Let's see. What other questions do I have? What circles is you in? Is you in like-minded circles, or are you just a majority around people who don't think like you? Is you charged up, or is you just more irritated that they just don't get you? How we get us around more like-minded people? Hey, what is the most frustrating part about people that is not like you? You just expect them to think like you. What is it? I think I have more questions, but I can't think of them. So those are all the questions that I have. But once again, thank you for sitting with me, all this ghetto-ness, and rocking with your girl. I'm so sorry. I thought it was the first take 8, y'all. The first take the first take 8 down, you know, when you passionate and you fired up and you had all this shit to say. And I had all this shit to say. And then it didn't have no sound. Okay. So this take is probably not as good as the first one, and I'm so sorry about that. But hey, you live, you learn, and you gotta keep it pushing. You gotta keep it pushing. It is what it is. Type shit. Anyways, I'm gonna get up off this. But I'm charged up. But this has been this is the end of another episode of the Kyrie Rashid Show. Thank y'all for coming back for more. Get at me.